Yo, what's going on, guys? Shake and Bake back. It's been a few days, but we're back, and we're going to be talking about a new series today, and it's going to be something different. I don't think anyone has done this before, and this is going to be if I made 2K15. What I would do with the My Team game mode, how I would advance it further, and it's going to be a multiple-part series. One video I'll talk about game modes, I'll talk about how to even it out, balancing issues, I'll talk about things like that, but for this episode today, we're going to talk about adding cards and collections. That's what I really, this is my favorite thing. This is the one thing that I really need to stress. And basically the point of this series is going to be, I'm going to mock up some things that are just ideas that I would love to see in next year's 2K15, and if I were making the game, I'd make it happen. That's what I would do. Obviously, I'm not making the game. It's a fictional thing. It's just an idea I thought of. But, I mean, I still would like to be able to share this with the developers. Obviously, I could share the video with Ronnie and LD, and they can pass it on. But I want to make sure they actually see this. I want to know what they actually think. Because, I mean, obviously the community guys, they have their input. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the developers. They're the one making the games. And I wonder if they think of these kind of things. But this is my thoughts. Let's get into it before I keep rambling and make this any longer than... I want to keep this around 5 minutes each episode. But this is one thing that we were all talking about during All-Star Weekend. It was adding more cards and adding more content. It's one thing that the other game modes, the other Ultimate teams do really well. And my team doesn't really do it too well. This year, they're getting better at it by they're slowly releasing Legends throughout the year. Some people might like it. Some people might not like it. I think they're getting closer and closer to it. It's a work in progress. But the whole thing is they have to add other new players while doing that, which would be awesome, but they're not doing it. And a lot of people were tweeting about this. I always tweet about, hey, it would be cool if, you know, when a guy goes off, you could add his card, stuff like that. You guys saw during the All-Star game after Kareem was doing his thing in the MVP, and he was just playing amazing. And everybody was like, oh, let's get Kyrie in my team. It would be so cool. Retweet if you want this. But obviously, we're not going to get it. You know, that's how it goes. We get all excited. We try and get something. It doesn't usually happen. But, I mean, I'm not shocked. But I would like to see for 2K15 them to be able to do this, to add this new content. And right now, what you're going to see on the screen, you're going to see what I mocked up to be basically a collection for if we were able to do it for this year's version. If we were able to take the All-Star game, add some of the players from the Saturday night, and just put them into the game as extra cards. Right on the screen right now, I'll show you a Chris Bosh that I mocked up because he helped win the Sears, I think, what is it, the Sears something challenge? I don't know, the Sears shooting challenge. There we go. And maybe you could give him like a bonus since Chris Bosh, he likes to take threes, but he's not the greatest three-point shooter. Maybe a +5 three-point shot, so instead of, I think, like, what is it? It's in the mid, like, 70s. For his normal card, his normal gold card. Now maybe it's like an 82 or an 83. It's a little bit better, and maybe you could even raise his half-court shot by 10 points. So it's probably right now at about like a 40. Maybe it's like a 30. I don't know. Maybe you raise it just a tiny bit just to make it a little bit more fun. It's kind of a fun idea. I think that would be cool. Then also, we'll put on the screen right now another one, which is the John Wall. John Wall, everybody was watching the dunk contest, or at least some people were. Alright, some people were watching the dunk contest. And everybody, you had to see that dunk by John Wall. Now, what if you could add a card of him and add that dunk in on that card, maybe give him a little bit better dunking and alley-oop stats, and add that card in, just like I have right here? That would be amazing. That would be so much fun if they can go in, make that animation. I don't know if you need to bring him in to actually make that animation. Maybe you'd have to work with him before the dunk contest, but I don't know. That's just how it is, but I absolutely would love to see that, because they tried to do it with Harrison Barnes and adding in the, what's it called, the locker code, but that dunk was lame. Nobody's going to want to use that. Imagine if Harrison Barnes had done a really good dunk, and then they've added in a special Harrison Barnes dunk contest, you know, with that dunk. That would actually be cool, but his dunk was lame, so no one really wants to use that. I mean, that's my thought on it, and I'm pretty sure that dunk animation is already in the game. But moving past that, we did a bunch of other cards, you know, the skills challenge winners and stuff like that. And basically, if you complete the collection of these special team guys, then you could get the final edition Kyrie Irving, the Diamond, the All-Star Game MVP. So maybe you have a certain set of packs where you could keep pulling the packs, and in every pack, it'd have one of these, the 5 cards, and if you collected all 5, you got the 6th Kyrie Irving. He's got a little bit better shooting stats, he's got a little bit better handles and stuff like that, and maybe you add in some trick moves, something like that, because that's what the All-Star game is kind of about. It's kind of goofy, it's kind of, you know, throwing alley-oops and these crazy drill moves. Maybe you added in some of the park moves onto the card. That would be absolutely so much fun. I can't even imagine how cool that would be. Being able to use that online, that would be too cool. But the second part is, I don't just want, you know, the current players, you know, All-Star Weekend stuff. We want more collections. That's what it's all about, is more content. So you're going to be seeing on the screen right now, this is what I call the MVP series, the Kia MVP cards. And basically, this collection is huge. This is like the Diamond collection, almost to another level, where maybe they were to release new packs that they're about as expensive maybe as the gold card packs, because the gold packs are pretty expensive. I think they're like, what, 10 to 15,000 VC? I don't know. I don't really open them anymore, but maybe you were to put out this pack, it guarantees you one of the, I don't know, we'll say right now, the Allen Iverson 2000-2001 MVP card, as you see on the screen. It gives you a little upgraded version of Allen Iverson with some stats and good stuff like that. But if you complete the collection, you can get a new card, which I am going to show on the screen right now, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How awesome would that be? Just stuff like this, where you could add in new cards, you could add in different versions of players. Obviously, Kareem is not in the game, but a 6-time MVP winner, you had to make him the player that would be the collection, you get for the collection, completing it. I think that would be really cool, but I also think this would make some other things that I'm going to be talking about later on in this series, such as a trade block and just other things, so much better. Because then, if you could actually have duplicates, you could trade them for other cards. So if you're trying to complete a collection, you need another card, maybe you can say, hey, I've got, you know, Steve Nash, but I don't have Allen Iverson, I don't have Dirk. So why don't we trade? And that would be really cool if you could do that. 1-for-1, straight up, trade one of the cards for another one. I think that would be really awesome. And it would help you complete the collection a lot faster. And you wouldn't have to just quick sell the reserves and lose tons and tons of VC and MT just ripping packs and ripping packs. And it just gets repetitive and it makes you not want to do that. So this is the first episode. I hope you guys liked the graphics. I tried my best. I spent a couple hours just sitting here. This isn't something that's like an impossible idea. I mean, it might be impossible for them to get Kareem. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. But still, it cannot be that hard to mock up a few cards like I did today and add some special things into the game, add these players and collections into the game. I don't expect them to do this for this year because, I mean, the All-Star Weekend just passed and it's kind of late now. But I expect this to be a thing that could be possible in 2K15, and if I were running it, you know for sure this stuff would be in, because to be honest, there's a lot of things we have to add to next year's game if you want it to succeed, because this year was a step backwards. I say that every time when someone asks me about my team and its progression. I think this was a step backwards, but I do think new content and releasing it, I like the diamond things and stuff like that, but it needs to be fair so everyone can get it, and I think this is a cool idea. But what do you guys think down below? Please do let me know. I hope you guys did at least enjoy this video. And, I mean, I hope you enjoyed this series of me kind of, if I ran 2K and, I don't know, just my ideas. And, hey, 2K, I mean, these ideas, I'm not copyrighting these. You can take these, you can use them. You don't even have to give me credit. Because at the end of the day, I'll know I made them. And I'll know these ideas came from me. But I would absolutely love to see something like this in next year's game. And, yeah, hopefully we can tweet this at the guys, you know, Ronnie and LD. And maybe they'll share with the developers, but I don't know. I hope so. I hope they get to see it, and I hope I get to hear some feedback from them. But until the next video, I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know why I was going to say hi, guys. But yeah, that's it, and peace.